I'm Yesenia Taveras, and welcome to Conexión, The Connection, a television show that seeks to connect the Hispanic community to programs and services that are in support of them. On today's show, we'll learn about DCAN and the different types of awareness programs and safety programs it provides for Delaware youth, and we'll also learn about the Family Counseling Center of St. Paul and the type of services it provides for a Hispanic community. But first, I have here with us Newcastle County Police Department's first Hispanic captain. Welcome to the show, Captain Martinez.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Oh, not a problem. Congratulations too on your recent promotion.
Thank you.
Can we start off first about, tell us how you got involved with the police department.
I served in the armed forces for 12 years. I was a military police officer, and I arrived to Delaware. My last assignment was recruiting for the Army, and just as I was getting out of the service, I decided to join the police department because I was always was fascinated with police work, and that's what I wanted to do, trying to help the community and so forth. And I was started with the police department back in 1992, so it's been almost 21 years now, this December.
And now, not only have you been a police officer, but you've also taken the initiative to serve on different types of boards.
Yes.
So can you tell us a little bit about what kind of struck your interest to do that?
Well, I was fascinated by the large Hispanic population in Delaware. So from the minute that I arrived to Delaware, being in recruiting for the Army, I noticed that there was like I said, a large Hispanic population, and I became involved with the Hispanic community. And I started with the Roberto Clemente Baseball League. I was a board member there, and the Hispanic Festival, I was a member, and then became the president of the festival as well as the parade and so forth. So worked at the LACC as a board member and the Governor's Council on Hispanic Affairs.
Wonderful. And now, to talk about not only the Newcastle County Police Department, but just police officers in general, there is some type of wall between citizens and police officers. Now, when dealing with Hispanic cases, whichever cases that may be, how do you go about tackling that language barrier?
Well, fortunate with the county police, we have approximately 17 Latino officers, and they're bilingual. So what we try to do, obviously, is if there's a language barrier, we want to make sure that we have a bilingual officer try to attend to the needs of that family. And if not, they always have the ability to use the language line, or if we don't have somebody on duty that can actually translate, then we can use the language line. But for the most part, we have bilingual officers in every unit of the department. So. And one thing that we have is we always actively recruited Latinos, and we have an incentive program that we actually pay extra for those that are bilingual.
Oh, wonderful. And how do you go about recruiting Hispanic officers, rather it be male or female?
Same thing, just trying to reach out to the Hispanic community. We've gone as far as New York to recruit, where there's large concentration of Latinos. We try to reach out through the Hispanic media. I even recruited while I was on vacation in Puerto Rico, and actually we have somebody that we recruited back from Puerto Rico and made it all the way here. He's been now in the department for 9 years.
And now, how important is it to have Hispanics within the police force with all the different type of immigration problems that we're having? How important is it to have our very own in the force? It's
very important. It's not just because of the language barrier, but it's also because of the culture. If you're not from, if you don't have that connection, you really don't know how the population actually reacts. And you always have, that like you said, that barrier, especially for some of the countries that some of our Latino population come from. They don't view the police as something positive, somebody they can go to. They might not trust the police. So we have to actually show by our actions that we care.
Now, in the past, you have taken action to show that you care, and you've done some house-to-house visits within our community. Can you shed some light on that and tell us a little bit about what you actually did?
Sure. Well, as an investigator, when I was in detective, as a police officer, we go there, and then we also follow up if they have any issues. But also, some of the other things that I was able to do is with the Latino Peace Officer Association that we have. We founded that several years ago. It's a national professional organization for Latino police officers, and we have some outreach programs, either by Thanksgiving, Christmas. We do the toy drive. When we see somebody's been victim of a crime, which has happened in the last couple of years, we try to go out and reach out and try to lend a helping hand to that family.
And what is the the National Latino Peace Officers Association that you just mentioned? Now you brought that chapter to our state. So can you tell us the significance about this association and why do we have it?
Sure. It's the largest professional organization, Latino professional organization, law enforcement professional organization in the nation. And we have chapters all over, just basically every state. And we started our chapter about 8 years ago here in Newcastle County. It's important because one of the goals is to reach out to the community, try to build those bridges to connect the police with the community. It also helps us to recruit, Latinos into the law enforcement, and also the ones that we have to mentor them, and through career development, try to get them so they can go to that extra next step, get promoted, be in supervisor positions and so forth.
Now, with crime being an issue all throughout the nation, is there any initiative that the Newcastle County takes with the Wilmington Police Department and the state police?
We work very close with the other agencies, especially Wilmington. We communicate regularly. We actually attend some of their meetings. They attend some of our meetings. We now have implemented the TAPS program in the county, which is the Targeted Analytical Policing System, which we actually use our technology to basically just to predict where crime is taking place, when it's going to take place, and by the use of the technology, we can actually see which are the hot spots, basically communities, and when the crime is taking place. We can narrow it down to the day of the week, the time of the day, and based on that, then we assign our resources. And we're working with Wilmington to show them the program that we have in place.
And now, has this program been very successful?
Very successful. Crime has dropped in the county. The calls for service have dropped. The officers actually proactive work has increased because now that they're not chasing the calls for service, because they have more time since we're preventing the crime. They have more time to be proactive in the communities.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much,
well, thank you
Captain
for having
Martinez.
me.
And again, congratulations on your promotion.
Well, thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
Not a problem. We'll be back after these short messages.